Here's more wrestling news for September 20th, 2021. And your headlines for this afternoon include former WWE NXT Women's star debuting at Bloodsport 7. We had armed uniformed officers waiting for us after we landed. Former WWE manager recalls yet another plane ride from hell. Mia Yim clears up current WWE status. How WWE comes up with new NXT superstar names. Possible spoiler on Impact Wrestling's plan for Christian Cage's title run. Jeff Hardy plans to bring back Willow character. AEW fans have more money in education than WWE fans, says Tony Khan. WWE ticket sales suffer in a bad way without John Cena. Why Batista is offering big money, and more. We are kicking off today with Marina Shafir, as the MMA horsewoman was cut from WWE this past June, but is now set to make her GCW Bloodsport debut. It's been confirmed that Shafir will be at Bloodsport 7 on October 22nd, which will take place at the Ukrainian Cultural Center in Los Angeles, California. Signing with WWE in May 2018, Shafir was cut after just 3 years, which many considered a surprise given that WWE reportedly had plans for her, including a name change. Shafir's opponent is yet to be announced, and she's so far the only name confirmed for the show. And the former superstar/MMA fighter will be looking to make an impression in her first public match since her release from WWE. Last week, Vice's Dark Side of the Ring covered the infamous 2002 plane ride from hell, in which superstars created a drunken controversy on a flight from the UK back to the US. One person who was on the flight was Scott Hall, and speaking to Sportskeeda this week, Dutch Mantel recalled Hall being a cause for concern on another flight. He said, "Savio Vega and Razor Ramon is on there. He shaved Savio's eyebrows. Savio got up and looked, then he cut his hair, and then they started throwing food. I woke up and there was a fork sticking in the ceiling and food everywhere. So when we got to London, we had armed uniformed officers meet us, and we were originally told we had to go to Munich. We had to go through London to Munich on British Airways. The officers told us we weren't going to British Airways because they had kicked us off the flight. Finally, they booked another airline. We were told that if one person was out of line, you're fired. I think Razor and Savio got fined $1,000 before they even got to London." Mantel added that incidents like these were common occurrences back then, and that he witnessed many flights where things got out of hand. It was shortly after the 2002 plane ride from hell that WWE released Hall, but this trip wasn't the first time that the bad guy lived up to his nickname thousands of feet in the air. Back to the present, as Mia Yim hasn't competed in WWE at all in 2021, and there's plenty of fans concerned about what's happening with a former Retribution member. Now, Yim has made it clear that she's ready to compete, as she tweeted a simple "I'm not injured" message yesterday afternoon. The upcoming WWE draft could provide the perfect fresh start for Yim after 9 months away from TV, and although she's ready to wrestle, it might be a bit longer before WWE makes a decision for the former Knockouts champion. When a wrestler signs with WWE, they usually get a name change, as the company wants a name they can trademark. Not everyone gets treated this way, as Samoa Joe and AJ Styles were big enough names before coming to WWE, but Alex Zayne wasn't so lucky. In an interview with Fightful, the former NXT superstar described the hectic process that led to him being named Ari Sterling, and said it all began with WWE compiling a list of possible names for him to use. Then, WWE decided they needed more names and quickly agreed on the first name Ari, which came from Jeremy Piven's Entourage character Ari Gold. When Zayn tried to push the Zayn name through, WWE said no, as they already have Sami Zayn on the main roster. With Zayn off the table, WWE decided to go with Sterling, but Ari Sterling wouldn't be around for long before being released. Now he's back to being Alex Zayne again, and after being at the latest Impact tapings, is ready to re-establish his name outside of Vince McMahon's company. In recent months, Jeff Hardy has been the subject of subpar booking, which has led many fans to call for him to leave the WWE entirely. Although many fans are hoping to see Jeff join his brother Matt in AEW, Jeff is best known outside of WWE for his time in Impact, where he competed as both himself and his dark persona Willow. Speaking to the Culture State podcast, Hardy discussed Willow, a character that Jeff came up with during his childhood, and that he's looking to bring the character back to TV. He said, "I was just talking to the guy who makes the Willow mask, who made it back then. He's an awesome mask maker and making a new Willow mask and talking about the possibility of Willow entering the scene once again before my career is over. There we go, it's gonna happen. Jeff has previously said he's in WWE to do a job and has not been angry about his current booking in the company, but if the charismatic Enigma gets his way, we may be seeing another dark character on WWE programming. Jeff is sticking with WWE, but that didn't stop his brother from teasing the charismatic Enigma at a recent indie show. Appearing at a Battleground Championship Wrestling event at the 2300 Arena last weekend, Matt promised a mystery partner, and when the time came, announced to the crowd that his partner was family. The crowd erupted when the Hardy Boys theme played, as fans waited for Jeff to appear, but their cheers turned to boos when Mark Quinn came out, imitating Jeff's mannerisms. It's no secret that Jeff is under contract with WWE and thus is unable to appear anywhere else, but that didn't stop Matt from fooling a ton of fans at ECW's old stomping grounds last week. Over to AEW, as Tony Khan always studies the numbers to make sure his show is the best it can be, and recently, the company's president found out some interesting statistics about their fan base. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer brought up an interview with Khan where he shared the stats about AEW and that they are usually the youngest skewing wrestling program on television. That wasn't all, as Khan and subsequently Meltzer claimed that AEW fans have more money than their WWE counterparts and are more likely to have a college education. Of course, WWE has more fans overall from different walks of life, which might skew their numbers a little further down. But it's still interesting to know that AEW's audience has a bit more money and are a bit more educated than those who watch WWE. One person these educated, affluent fans can see in AEW is Christian Cage, who despite being an AEW contracted performer, is the Impact World Champion. It is thanks to the Forbidden Door that Cage was able to beat Kenny Omega, another AEW-signed wrestler, for the Impact World title, but his reign may be coming to an end. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer brought up Christian's title reign, saying that he doesn't see Cage staying with Impact for much longer. Meltzer added that Josh Alexander will be facing Cage at Bound for Glory on October 23rd, and that he wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if the 34-year-old won the title. Alexander earned an Impact World title match at Bound for Glory by cashing in Option C, vacating the X Division title at Victory Road, and his biggest victory may be a matter of weeks away. Back to WWE as John Cena returned over the summer to unsuccessfully challenge Universal Champion Roman Reigns, but now the wrestler-actor has gone yet again. Cena's absence has had a huge impact on WWE, as during his show, Dave Meltzer revealed that WWE is struggling to fill shows without the 16-time world champion. Meltzer explained that when Cena returned, which was also around the time fans were able to attend live, ticket sales were doing great, and now they're struggling, being described as so-so and in some cases less than so-so. This doesn't mean that ticket sales are down solely due to Cena's absence, but that something has caused fans to be less interested in seeing WWE live after over a year away. The last time Cena appeared, it was during a dark match at the Super SmackDown from Madison Square Garden, and time will tell when he shows up in WWE next. And we're ending today with Dave Bautista, who was called the Animal for years in WWE, so it should come as no surprise that the former World Heavyweight Champion is an animal lover. Recently, Bautista posted some photos that are hard to look at, featuring a dog that had been abused with terrible damage done to its neck. In a tweet, Bautista offered $5,000 cash to anyone in Tampa Bay who has information leading to the arrest and conviction of the group responsible, and added that Tampa Bay's Humane Society is also offering a $1,500 cash reward. Hopefully someone will come forward with the necessary information, as the Marvel movie star has shown that he's willing to pay to make sure justice is served. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.